All righty. Ladies and gents, let me plug the joint. Are oversharers who withhold intimacy red flags? Are oversharers who withhold intimacy red flags? In short, are women who share personal, intimate details of their personal lives who also attempt to withhold sex, are they red flags? Let me say that shit again. Women who more than willingly like to share very personal and intimate details about their personal lives, relationships and things with family members, friends, and even past relationships, although they just met you, while also attempting to withhold sex. Sex, SEGS, that's the internet friendly term if you want to put that shit in your title. But we're saying sex, right? These women who withhold sex while sharing all of this shit, are they red flags? And the answer is unequivocally yes, they are. Right? Now, there's going to be some women who might listen to this and they might feel some kind of way. And see, here's the thing about a lie. Truth tellers don't care about lies, but liars care about the truth. Truth tellers don't care about lies, but liars care about the truth. I just want to point that out, okay? Never adopt a woman's views on sex. Let me just say this on behalf of women. Women, y'all are allowed to have whatever view on sex you desire. If you want to think your shit is special, you think sex is sacred and spiritual and all this fly shit, cool. That's what's up, right? However, what I'm telling these men, though, is whatever your personal belief is when it comes to sex, or your relationship with sex, or your personal views on sex, men should not adopt your views. Meaning, guys, if a woman is telling you, I don't get down like that, I'm practicing abstinence. No. You're practicing abstinence. We're not practicing anything. You are, right? And we're going to get into all of that, right? Never adopt a woman's views on sex. All you got to do is, however you view sex, the type of sexual lifestyle you want, or type of sex life you want as a man, you should only be dealing with women that's about what you're about anyway. Not dealing with women where you're trying to convince them, to fuck you, or you're waiting around because you think that this woman is some type of virtuous woman, right? And she's rooted in her desire to make you wait is somehow rooted in her morality. Y'all better stop believing these women, right? So Pete Gang, right? What are we talking about? Are oversharers who withhold intimacy red flags? Let me share something with you guys right here. I want y'all to think about this shit before I read it. Sex is something personal shared between two folks who genuinely want to share in that experience. Now, these are my words, right? Sex is something personal, right? Even if it's casual, a weekend fling, whatever it is. Sex is something personal shared between two folks who genuinely want to share in that experience. Any other form of sex is strictly transactional and is negotiated sex, period. If a woman is having sex with you outside of the fact that she genuinely desires your dick in her, right? Meaning there are no preconditions that need to be met. You ain't got to spend X amount of time with her. You ain't got to spend X amount of dollars. You ain't got to spend all of this non-sexual energy, effort, time. Anytime women have all those conditions before you fuck, that's negotiated sex. And I don't give a fuck what no woman got to say about that. She's negotiating sex. Whether sex happens or not, right? It's an attempt to negotiate something, right? You got something, she got something that you got something, I can't even talk. She got something that she know you want, and she's using it as leverage to say, okay, I know you want this, do this first. That's all that is. Right now, let me say this. A woman sharing something personal with other people, right? Meaning she's sharing something personal with you, right? About her life that concerns other people that are not you is also a red flag. Okay? Again, a woman sharing something personal with other people that is not you is a red flag when she is also attempting to withhold sex. I want people to think about something. We just got to use common sense. The most vulnerable side of people is personal things about you, personal things about your life, personal things about your family, certain beliefs, views you hold that you don't necessarily readily speak out publicly, right? Because you only feel like there's only but a handful of people who are worthy to even hear your views on things and your opinions about things, right? Guys don't think it's funny. You don't think it's a red flag when a woman you just met, she is so willfully and joyfully sharing very intimate and vulnerable details about her personal life and her past relationship issues and her long list of done me wrongs, right? All of these different things, right? She's talking to you about her issues with her mother or her best friend. You met the bitch a week ago, but she don't want to fuck you though. She wants to, no, that's very personal to me. Sex is very personal. Oh, but your family's business, isn't it? I mean, your family business isn't personal to you? Right? The relationship issue between you and your best friend that you're sharing with a stranger, right? That shit isn't personal, right? This shit that happened between your ex-husband and your ex-boyfriend, all of this shit, you telling me that nigga's business? That shit ain't personal, right? You telling me about shit that nigga shared with you that he thought you would keep between you and him. You sharing that shit with me, but sex is personal, right? Come on, guys. Wake up. Stop falling for the bullshit. Stop falling for the bullshit, right? Again, are oversharers who withhold intimacy red flags? I'm gonna break this down, right? Let me just say this. Avoid women with an opposing agenda who date with expectations. Okay, let me say that shit again. Avoid women with an imposing or women who have an opposing agenda, right? Who date with expectations. Meaning, if you're dealing with a woman and she's immediately asking you relationship type shit, she has dating expectations, or at least she comes across like she does, right? Because sometimes some of that shit is just camouflage, right? And all it really is she's not sexually attracted to you. So all of that relationship type questions and shit that she's asking is really a smokescreen to conceal the fact that she knows you probably want to fuck her, but she don't want to fuck you, right? So a lot of times when women come out the gate with that type of energy, for a lot of guys who ain't got no game, what it looks like to you because she's speaking in such a way is that, oh, she probably don't get down like that. She probably not into casual sex because she's coming at me with this type of conversation. No, all she's doing is setting the tone by how she wants you to interact within the conversation with her. She's setting the tone. That's all she's doing, right? But she can only do that with a guy who follows women. She can only do that with a guy who deals with women on a woman's terms, right? She can only do that with the man that she can actually make wait for sex, right? So let's identify what a woman having an opposing agenda might look like, right? Controlling behavior. Okay, what does that look like? Watch out for behaviors aimed at controlling your actions, routines, or interactions with others. Are women calling and texting you and questioning you about why you take so long to respond? That's controlling behavior, right? Again, watch out for behaviors aimed at controlling your actions, routines, or interactions with others. Are women complaining about your date choices and they want you to take them here instead of there? Controlling behavior, right? Watch out for behaviors aimed at controlling your actions, routines, or interactions with others. When women come out the gate asking you about other women, right? Now, sometimes women will mention shit just out of curiosity, but they mean no harm, right? What I'm telling you though, when women start to ask you probing questions about your dating life, right? What is she doing? Right? She's asking you about your potential interactions with other women. Women who do that, keep an eye out for them bitches. All right? Because I don't ask women nothing about nothing. I don't ask them if they married, if they have a boyfriend, if they're engaged to be married, or they dating, or they fucking. I ask women no questions about nothing when it comes to other men. Because I don't give a fuck. I don't have an agenda. Okay, outside of dropping this dick off like Uber Eats on a regular basis, if she has earned that type of energy, I don't give a fuck about nothing else. But a woman who's asking you probing questions about you potentially dating or seeing other women or asking you, are you having sex? This is a controlling bitch. I'm just letting you fucking know right now. Okay. And this is a woman who has dating expectations where if you're fucking her, she's going to expect you to not be fucking nobody else. And let me say this about that. If you encounter a woman who says anything along the lines of, oh, well, if you're going to be fucking me, you can't be fucking no other woman. Bounce. Dip on that bitch now. Don't fuck with women who do that. These are women who try and control your dick. You cannot allow women to control your dick. Bro, I don't fuck with those bitches at all. Bro, I refuse. You cannot deal with women who do that. Okay, these are possessive women, jealous type women. And I understand that jealousy appears, naturally in any way, right? I get that. But I'm talking about jealousy where bitches is going through phones, jealousy where bitches is questioning you, where you going, who you been around, and you just met the bitch. It's not like y'all in a relationship and you doing some weird shit. It's like there are women who come out the gate that you just met and they act all possessive and shit, try and cuff you and claim the dick, and they ain't even sampled it. They ain't even sampled it, right? So boom, passive aggressive tactics, right? This is another one when women have opposing agendas. Passive aggressive tactics, actions like the silent treatment, ghosting, or disappearing to avoid accountability can indicate a manipulative agenda, right? So an example would be this, right? A woman is acting like she wants to see you, but as soon as you text her, right, and you're trying to make plans, hey, I'm free on this day, nothing. Crickets. She got all the time in the world to talk on the phone, text all day. She can share all of this personal shit. But the moment you try and make plans for you guys to get together face to face, all these excuses, right? And guys, y'all should never even get to that point. Okay, that's why I tell you, make sure a woman wants your dick when you first meet her to avoid all of this, right? See, right now, all I'm doing is giving you the fucking diagnosis, right? If you want the cure, you got to get some coaching, right? Hey, like, share, and subscribe. On the way out, I'm going to give you one last bonus. Okay, identifying opposing agendas. Yeah, I might have to do a video for my my motherfucking Patreon people with that title, where not only do I give you the diagnosis, but I give you the cure, right? The rest of y'all, you know what's up, right? The bonus one, information gathering without reciprocation. Peep game. If someone probes for personal information but rarely reveals much about themselves, it could be a sign of a hidden agenda, right? An example would be this. A woman is asking you all these personal questions, trying to find out whether or not, you have gainful employment, what your dating situation is. But as soon as you start to make inquiries about what that mouth do, right? You know what I'm saying? When you begin to make inquiries about what her arts game look like, oh no, that's too personal. Are oversharers who withhold intimacy red flags? Indeed they are. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.